Good morning. Welcome to Gentle and Restore. I'm Dana. We're going to use some props this morning. We're going to start off in a restorative pose. So if you don't have your materials with you, your tools, go ahead and grab them and I'll wait a few moments. But you're going to need a towel or a blanket. 2 blocks, if you don't have 2 blocks, 2 thick books work. The strap is always good to have if your hamstrings are tight, or we're going to do a kind of a bind and you can't reach. A belt works just fine, or if you have a TheraBand. So anything you have around the house, pillows, if you don't have them, go ahead and grab them and then we'll begin. All right, so we are going to start on our backs. I have folded up a blanket here. You can use a towel or if you have a blanket as well. So I just started with the blanket like so. And then I rolled it up actually, I should say, rolled it up. And it looks just like this. You're ready to go to the beach. And I'm going to place my blanket right behind my tailbone. I'm going to rest my sacrum right on top and roll myself down. So we're going to feel a nice opening through the heart. So your feet are planted. You can use your hands to get there. You might need to adjust the blanket. So we're going to roll down, and you want your blanket right between your shoulder blades. And you'll feel your heart opening, your chest expanding here. And then we're going to come into Baddha Konasana with our legs. So your feet will come together, the soles of your feet, and your knees will come out to the wide. Now, since we're just starting, you might need to support yourself with blocks right underneath the outer thighs or the knees. The farther away you take your feet, the less stretch. So if you bring your feet closer toward your groin, this will deepen the hip opener. So just be wherever you are this morning as we're just beginning, be kind and gentle to your body. Options for arms. You can have your arms alongside body, palms face up for receiving. You can have one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Your arms can be in cactus to even open up the chest further. And lots of different options for you. Take what you need, what feels good, and you can change your mind. I'm going to have my arms down by my sides. This feels good for me today. And then once you feel comfortable, once you feel like you're all set up, close your eyes. Close your eyes and turn your attention inwards. And specifically to your breath. As you inhale, you'll feel your chest start to rise, your belly expand. And as you exhale, you'll feel yourself start to soften, empty, let go. Inhale deeply, fill up, and then exhale, release, soften, let go. Every inhale, maybe you fill up just a little bit more, a little bit deeper. And every exhale, you let go just a bit further. You soften just a little bit more. Always coming back to your breath. If your mind starts to wander, letting your breath calm your mind, calm your body, and keep you in the present moment. We'll be here for a few more rounds of breath. Full, deep inhales. And full, deep exhales. So 2 more rounds of breath. As you inhale fully, feeling the belly and the chest rise. And as you exhale, emptying in the opposite direction. One more big breath in. And a big breath out. Now start to bring your legs back together. You can use your hands. And we'll remove the blocks to the side. We can use those later. The blocks over. And then we're going to roll off the blanket or your towel. Just roll onto your right or left side. Remove the blanket. And then again, we'll return to this. You can be behind you or to the side, whatever works. And you're gonna bring your knees in towards your chest for Avanasana. Maybe you give yourself a little low back massage by rocking from side to side. That feels nice. And just notice where you are today, how you're showing up, how your body feels. And then we're going to bring our legs into circles. So you can take your hands on the top of your knees and just start to, like you're stirring a pot. Giving yourself a full massage, your sacrum. Try to get as much surface area as you can. And then go the opposite direction. Circle the other way. Nice. Breathing, fully inhaling and exhaling. The next time you come back through center, let your feet come to your mat. And you're going to stretch your left leg long on your mat and start to take your heel and press away from you. And then draw your right knee in. Your feet are flexed. Your left toes point up. Your right toes point up. And then start to draw your right knee in towards your chest as you press your left heel away from you. Good. Take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, straighten your right leg and draw the left knee in as you exhale. We'll hold here, eventually moving into a little bit of a flow with our breath. But just keep drawing your right knee in as much as feels good for you this morning. Keeping energy out through your right heel. The right knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. And just noticing where your body's feeling some tension this morning. Take another breath in. And a big breath out. Then inhale, your arms are going to sweep overhead. Your left leg is going to stretch out long. You're in a full body stretch. Reach yourself apart. Exhale, draw the right knee in. Inhale, find your full body stretch. Reach your hands overhead, toes point away. Exhale, left knee draws in. You know where we're going. Inhale, full body. Exhale, right knee. Inhale, full body. Exhale, left knee. Inhale, full body. This time you can take it into a little core work. So as you exhale, draw your right knee in and lift your shoulder blades off the mat. Maybe tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, find length. And exhale, hug your left knee in. Draw your chin towards your chest. Draw the belly in. Inhale, length. One more time on each side. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, full body. Exhale, left squeezes in. Inhale, full body. And then exhale, draw both knees in. So nice. I love that. A little rock. Good. And now we're going to start to rock front to back. So get a little bit of momentum. And when you get towards the sit bones, you use your core here. So you've got to engage your lower abdominals. Maybe you just pause to balance a little bit in a modified boat pose. So you can land right on the sit bones, drawing the belly in, looking through the crown, and then roll it back. Just do a few more times. And if you can't quite balance, that's okay. Just be okay with that and work towards the balance. One more time. This time coming up into a seat. Forward you this way. Good. Stretch your legs out long. Give them a nice shake. And we're going to move into a twist, a little twist. So we're going to take our right foot and cross it over the left leg. Point your toes, and your foot's going to come right to the outside of the thigh. And then you can take both hands around your right knee and just draw the knee in towards your chest. Good. This might be where you stay, or you're going to take your left hand to the outside, and we're going to take our right hand behind your back. Sit up tall, so ground down through your sit bones, and reach up towards the ceiling with the crown of your head. And your back hand can act as a kickstand here. So as we breathe in, we reach up, and as we exhale, we find a little bit more twist using our hand, or maybe a little guidance. And if you want a little bit more, you can always take the elbow, your left elbow, to the outside and use your elbow to guide you. I'm going to hold my knees. This feels nice this morning. Full breath in. Full breath out. So one more time. Inhale. Exhale. As we inhale, we'll come back towards the center. Stretch your right leg out long. And then the left knee will come up. Place your foot over the outside of your thigh. Legs are engaged here. Both legs are active, feet are active. And this time we'll take the left knee in towards our chest, sitting up nice and tall. The left hand will come behind you for a kickstand. Find length as you inhale, and then exhale, find a gentle twist. A big breath in, and a big breath out. So this might be where you are, or you might want to find a little bit more by taking the right elbow, the outside of the left thigh. Keep sitting up tall. Keep using your breath to find a little bit more space, possibly. Let's take one more breath in and breath out. As you inhale, come back towards the center. Lengthen out your left leg and give your legs a little shake. We'll come into a easy seat, a cross-legged position. And you may want to sit on a blanket. I'm going to unroll my blanket so that I'm just in a half fold, like such. I want to come to the front edge of the blanket. And if this is not okay for your knees, you can always keep your legs that long. But sit up nice and tall. Let's start to connect again to our breath. So as we inhale, our arms will sweep up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Palms touch. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, hands to the center. And move with breath. Inhale, slowly reach your arms up, gaze up possibly. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Again, inhale, side body stretches. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, just that. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Awesome. From here, we're going to take this into a side bend. So you might want to block underneath your hand. That's going to be appropriate for you. I'm going to keep my hand right here. So as we inhale, we're going to go into a side bend. Inhale, the left arm up. And exhale, side bend to the right. Now, if you want a little bit more stretch to the intercostal muscles, maybe you take your block away, come down onto your forearm, and you find a little bit more bend. But keep plugging the sit bones into your mat. And if you feel your left sit bone kind of come up, then you might need to come back a little bit, dial down. Full breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale, arm reaches up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up and over. Feel your right sit bone grounding down into your mat. Notice if your ribs start to flare out into a back, and see if we can cinch your ribs in. So draw the belly in, just the bottom ribs. Breathing. Exhale, maybe find a little bit more bend. Another breath in. And a big breath out. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, down. Awesome. Now we're going to roll onto our hands and our knees. You might want to keep your blanket right underneath your knees for some support. I'll turn towards the sides. And we're going to set up for our tabletop, one of my favorite poses of all time. So as you come into your table, again, support yourself however you need to. And we're going to find very wide fingers. So spreading your fingers, hands right underneath, wrists underneath shoulders, and hips right over your knees. And then it's your choice to tuck your toes or keep the tops of your feet flat on your mat. Begin to find some movement through the hips. From side to side. You can let your head be heavy if you wish. Feels really nice actually. Just to kind of let the weight of your head come down towards the mat and open up the back of your neck. And then noticing the difference between the two sides when we sway our hips from side to side. I know my left side feels a little bit tighter than my right. So I'm just being mindful, just observing. And then come back towards the middle or in our neutral table. And now you can take your neck out long into an extension of your spine. Keep pressing your hands into your mat and draw the belly slightly in towards your spine. So navel to spine. You take your left arm out in front of you and your right leg back. So keep pressing the mat away. Reach your left fingertips forward and then reach through your right heel. You start to fire up your right glute. Good. Balancing table. Building a little bit of heat here. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, take your knee and your elbow together around your spine. Inhale, find length. And exhale, round, press your mat away. Inhale, find your length. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale. One more time as we exhale and squeeze elbow and knee together. Inhale, long. And then exhale, take your hand down, take your knee down, and find a child's pose. Hips move back towards the heels. Your big toes will touch, possibly. Your knees can be out wide, like mine are, or your knees can be closer together. Again, lots of different options. And then maybe you're up here today and you can't quite get your forehead down to your mat. That's okay as well. You can use a block. You can use a block. You can roll up a blanket or put a bolster right behind your knees. So there are so many variations. You can be right here. Oh wow, that is great. So whatever you are, whether you're supported in your child's pose or you're in full child's pose, without supported tools, just start to come back to your breath. And your arms now can be stretched to the front of your mat. Or maybe your shoulders need a break and they're feeling a little bit fatigued. You can take your hands, your arms down alongside of you into an embryo pose. Maybe you wiggle you shimmy your hips a little bit, your ribs over your thighs. If you have your arms alongside, bring them back out in front of you. And then press yourself back up through your table, finding your alignment once more. Wrist over shoulders, that would be not the right way. Shoulders over wrists. And your hips over your knees. Spread your fingers wide. This time, extending the right arm in front of you and your left leg behind you. And so draw the belly in. Start to firm up your left glute. Find this nice reach, this extension through the leg and through the arm, getting very long. Press your mat away from you with your left palm. Full breath in. Exhale, knee and elbow come together. Draw the belly in and round your spine. Inhale, length, and exhale, squeeze it in. Pull forward. Inhale, long. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, arm reaches, leg reaches. Exhale, squeeze. Last time as we inhale, finding our balancing table. Exhale, hand comes down, knee comes down. Child's pose, your variation. You can also take a block right underneath your chest, your sternum. Blocks just help to bring the floor a little closer to you. That's all. A couple breaths. You want to walk your fingertips up towards the front of your mat a little bit more to get a more active arm, then do that. And start to feel the stretch all the way under your armpits. Then come back up into your tabletop. Maybe sway the hips again from side to side. And we'll move through some cats and cows. As we inhale, the belly softens, gaze lifts, tail reaches up. Exhale, press your mat away, round your spine, draw the belly in, tuck your chin. Exhale through your cow. Inhale through your cow, belly softens, gaze lifts. Exhale, find your cat, press your mat away. Moving with breath, letting your pelvis start the movement. Inhale for your cow, belly softens, gaze lifts, tail reaches up. Exhale, tail reaches under, press your mat away, draw the belly in. So moving through at your own pace, a few more rounds. Taking the time to observe your body, observe your breath. One more round. Coming back into our neutral table, curling your toes under. Now keeping the knees very bent, but start to engage your core. And we're going to move into a downward dog with very bent knees. So we're moving towards down dog, but our knees are still bent. We start to press the mat away from us. Your chest comes towards your thighs, maybe it touches, and we crouch. And take a breath in and a breath out. Good. And then as you inhale, start to straighten your legs a little bit more, pressing your chest maybe a little bit more towards your thighs. Sit bones reach up. Good. Take a big full breath in here. And as you exhale, we're going to touch our knees towards our mat. Good. Inhale, lift. Sit bones up. Chest towards thighs. Exhale, touch the knees down. Not quite, we're just hovering. One more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, cover the knees. Good. Last time as we lift up through our full down dog, and then find some movement. You can always take your knees down if you need a break. Moving through your down dog in any way that feels good. Eventually, we are going to bend our knees and walk our hands to the back of our mats. Okay, we'll come over here, you can still see me good. So now we're in a forward fold at the back of our mats. Maybe finding a little bit of swaying. Arms can come into ragdoll position. So you can make a little window for your head, grabbing opposite elbows. And letting your head be completely heavy. Now this may be too much and you can have your hands on blocks. But definitely put a nice big bend in your knees as we just come into our first forward fold. And then feel the weight distribution in your feet. Notice if you're completely on your heels, Maybe you're gripping with your toes. Just notice and find a grounding of the four corners of your feet. Take one more breath in. And if you have ragdoll, on your exhale, let your hands come down to your mat or to blocks. Inhale, we're gonna find our halfway lift or flat back. So we draw the belly in. Our hands can come to our thighs, hands can come to shins. Good, so imagine that you're resting the cup on your back. We don't want it to fall. Take one more breath in, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we're gonna rise all the way to standing. Plug the feet in, start to use your legs as you reach your arms up. Then take your hands to your heart center. Awesome. I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to come to the back of my mat here. All right. So inhale, take your arms up. And then exhale, we're going to grab our opposite elbows. Take a look at your feet. You want them about 2 fist width apart. Good. Take a breath in as you plug into your feet. Reach the crown of your head up. And then exhale, we're going to bend over to our right. And keep plugging both feet in, especially the outer edge of your left foot. Inhale back through center. And exhale, side bend to the left. You feel a nice side stretch on the right side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, right. Inhale, back through center, creating lots of length through your spine. And exhale, other side. One more time, inhale, find length through the center. And then exhale, slowly release your hands and let them float down towards your sides. Beautiful. Let's give our shoulders a little roll here. Just inhale, draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale, roll them back and down. Inhale, shoulders pre-curled by the ears. Exhale, by opening through the heart as the shoulder blades come together. Inhale, up, and exhale, down. One more time, inhale. Exhale, go the other way, opposite direction. Inhale as they reach up, exhale, another rolling forward. Good, one more time. Awesome, let's shake it out. Good. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, sweep up. This time, exhale, find a forward fold. So hinging at your hips. So hands come to blocks or towards your or the mat. Inhale, find your halfway lift. You can have a big bend in your knees, that's okay. Shoulder blades draw together, heart lifts, belly draws in. Exhale, fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your flat back wherever your hands might be. And exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to rise back to standing. Press your feet into your mat. Draw your belly and use your legs as you sweep your arms up. Gaze up and exhale. Take your hands to your heart center. Good. Full breath in. And as you full breath out, exhale and forward fold. Bend your knees. Inhale again. We're going to find our halfway lift. Flat back. And exhale, fold. From here, we're gonna walk our hands forward and find a high plank. So your knees can always be down here, or you can have your knees up, your choice. So we're in our high plank. I'm gonna show the modified version. So whether you're in knees down or knees up, draw the belly in. The glutes start to become active. Press your mat away from you. But we're gonna lower down to our bellies with our elbows straight back and in one long line. Good. And then we're gonna take our arms into a wide cobra. So the fingertips are gonna be tended to the sides of your mat. And your legs are active. The legs are long on your mat. As we inhale, draw the shoulder blades together to lift your chest. Good. Your neck is an extension of your spine. The pelvis, the pubic bone still remains on your mat, pressing down. And then exhale, lower your forehead to your mat. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, legs are active, lift your chest. And exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale, shoulder blades squeeze together, lift your chest. Maybe it goes a little higher this time. And exhale, lower. Hands come underneath your shoulders, pressing back up through your table. So we're gonna come back to our tabletop, swaying our hips, maybe taking circles. And coming back through our neutral table, step your right foot between your hands. So you might need to scooch it up. And we're gonna be in a low lunge with our knee down. So from here, you can have your hands on blocks, if you wish. Good. Finding activation through your left glute. Right foot is right underneath your knee. And just trying to open up through your left hip flexor. Keeping lifted though, so we're not completely sinking our pelvis down. So keep the lift, keep the belly active. Okay. And you can take your hands to your thigh, and eventually taking your arms up. Press the back foot again into your mat. Draw your right heel back. So we're squeezing everything into the midline. If this does not work for your shoulders today, no problem. Now we see your hands to your heart center. Good. Full breath in, full breath out. Good. One more time, find a big breath in. As you exhale, start to straighten your front leg. You're gonna move your hips back towards your heel and come into a half split. You might need your blocks here or something to support you as we breathe into our right hamstring. Your toes can be pointed up. This will deepen the stretch. And then just notice, I'm feeling this a lot in my right hamstring, all the way to where the glute is. Just breathing. And then bend back into your front knee over ankle, move the blocks. And either choice to stay right here, or we can take the back knee up. Your choice. So if you're in your low lunge with the back knee up, then you're gonna stay right here as we take the right arm up and come into easy twist. You can also do this with the back. So press down, whether you have your knee up or down, press down through your left hand as you find length through the top arm. One more full breath in and a full breath out. Last time, reach up and then exhale. Take your right hand down and your back knee is up, so take it down. And we're going to step right into a high plank or a knee down plank, your choice. And then take a full breath in. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower down through our low push-up or chaturanga. Land on our bellies. Take your arms back out to the side with a wide cobra. Elbows point up, legs are active. You can take your legs a little wider onto your mat if that feels good. Plugging the pubic bone down. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades together as we lift our chest. And exhale, lower. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades together as you lift your chest. And your fingers are pressing down into your mat. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift your chest by drawing your shoulder blades, squeeze them together. And exhale, lower. Take your hands right underneath your shoulders and come back into your table. Always the option to just find movement through your hips. This feels good to me. And then coming back into the neutral table, step your left foot between your hands. And set up if you need your support, your blocks, whatever it might be. And start to activate your right glute here. And then you can take your hands up to your left thigh. And then maybe overhead. And then of course, there's always a choice of arms. Hands to heart center, if your shoulders need a little break. Otherwise, we're reaching up through our hands, our arms are long, drawing energetically your left heel back and your right knee forward. But taking one more breath in, and then as you exhale, you're going to take your hands down to your mat or to your blocks and start to straighten your left leg as you come into your calf split, hamstring stretch. You can take your blocks with you if you need to. We're still finding this dragging of the heel, of your left heel back. Toes can be pointed up towards the ceiling. The more you press down with your heel, the more you'll start to feel the stretch moving in through the hamstring. So trying to keep a long spine and using your breath to maybe fold just a little bit more. Just a couple more breaths. Noticing the difference between the sides. Just observing. But on your next inhale, bend back into your left knee, knee over ankle. Your choice to keep the back knee down as we take our easy twist. Or maybe you take the back knee up, engaging your right glute. And as you inhale, lift your left arm up. Press down through your right hand. Draw your left hip crease back, lifting up through the pelvis. And your back heel is lifted. Take another full breath in, full breath out. One more time. Exhale, Take your left hand down. If your right knee is up, place it down and step your left knee back. Come into child's pose. Hips back towards your heels. Arms stretch out long in front of you. One more breath in here. One more breath out. Coming back up through your tabletop. And let's come into a down dog. So curl your toes under. Lift your hips up. And pedal out your dog. And noticing how this dog might feel different from your previous dog, or dogs, I should say. It feels good for me to find movement. If you like stillness in your down dog, then find stillness. If you like to bend your knees a lot, bend your knees a lot. Good. This time, we're going to walk our feet up to our hands. So you'll be at the top of your mat, and we find our fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift, your flat back, drawing the belly in, drawing the shoulder blades down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, sweep your arms up. And exhale, take your hands to your heart center. I'm gonna do a little time check. This time always seems to get away from me. Awesome, let's do a little flow here. Just to keep warming up, keep flowing, keep moving. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, then you will come down. Inhale, take your arms up. So we've already been here. This time, exhale as you take your hands to your heart center. Take another breath in here, and we're going to find a twist. So we're going to twist to the left. So you might twist right here and you stop. Maybe this is enough for you. It doesn't matter if you hook your elbow. We want to keep the length through the crown of our head. We want to keep a long spine. Otherwise, if you want a little bit more, you feel like you can twist a little bit more, maybe you take your right elbow to the outside of your thigh. Keep hugging in towards the midline. Draw your shoulder blades together. Draw your belly in. Good. We're going to inhale, back to the center, arms will reach up. And exhale, plant your hands, step back into your high plank. Your knees can always be down. And we're going to all lower to our bellies as we exhale. Elbows come straight back. Inhale for cobra or for sphinx. So cobra, hands under shoulders, draw your chest through, pubic bone presses down, legs are active. Elbows stay close to your side body. You're peeling yourself away. Sphinx, elbows are right under shoulders. A little bit more mild, but keep drawing your chest through. Take another full breath. Exhale, press yourself back up into down dog. Good. Inhale, you're going to step your right foot in between your hands. You might need to help it up, that's okay. And your back knee comes down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, take your hand to your heart center. Another full breath in, creating all of that length through your spine. And exhale, finding your twist. So twisting from the torso. And then again, if you feel like you want a little bit more, maybe you take your elbow to the outside and you gently use that. But we don't want to crank ourselves and force ourselves to twist. You just break yourself. Use your breath. find a little bit deeper of a twist, if that's okay for your back. Draw the shoulder blades together. But on your next inhale, come back through the center, lift your arms up. Exhale, plant your hands, and take a big step to the front of your mat. You're in a forward fold. Inhale, find your flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, plug your feet in. Sweep your arms up. And exhale, take your hands to your heart center. Awesome. Again, breathe in, reach on up. And exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips and bend your knees. Inhale, your halfway lift. We'll all look a little different, that's okay. Exhale, plant your hands, your left foot back. Back knee comes down. This time, inhale, your arms up, and then exhale, take your arms into cactus. Good. You're drawing the shoulder blades together, you're opening up through your heart. Beautiful. One more breath here. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to your high plank. Either chaturanga with knees up or knees down. Elbows stay close to your side body, coming down all one long line. Inhale your back bend. I'm going to take Sphinx. Shoulders over wrists, forearms are flat on your mat. Legs are still active. And I'm going to draw my chest energetically through my arms. Shoulders away from your ears. One more breath. And exhale, lower. Come back through to down dog. And then inhale, left foot between your hands. Maybe you help to get there. Bring your back knee down, front knee is over your ankle. Inhale, lift up, arms sweep. Exhale, you're going to take your arms into cactus. So draw the shoulder blades together, feel a lift through your heart. Maybe take it to a little tiny back bend. Make sure to really engage your right glute. Take one more breath. And exhale, plant your hands, step up, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift, drawing the belly in, shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep, arms up. And exhale, take your hands to your heart center. Awesome. Then take your arms alongside of you. Coming into mountain pose, looking at your feet. And then just trying to plug in through the four corners of your feet, lifting your toes. Feeling yourself really ground down through your mat, through the earth. And then as we start to bring the energy up, engaging muscles into bone. So we draw the kneecaps up, we squeeze our muscles into our bone. We come up through the hips and the side body. We keep the belly engaged. And reach up to the crown of our head, feeling really long here. All the way from the base of the spine, all the way up towards the crown of the head. Close your eyes, it feels good. I love this as a reset pose. After moving, after flowing, we come back here to where kind of all the poses begin from. This alignment of stacking our joints, of feeling grounded through the earth and lifting up through the crown, finding length first. Open up through your eyes. We're going to do one balancing posture or standing posture before we come back down to our mats. We're going to take airplane today. I'll do it over from the side. So to begin, you can have your hands to your hips to start off. And we're going to start to get a little bit light in your right foot. So maybe you come onto your toes and you really start to ground down through your standing foot. So that would be your left foot. You can take your toes and just kind of slide them back, coming onto a little bit more weight onto the left foot. Now from here, you can keep your hands to your hips, and then maybe you start to lift your back toes off the ground. I should have mentioned before, you can use a block to help you. You can place a block behind you, and then use your block to support yourself, and just play with the balance here. If you want to take this further, then keep grounding down, and then shift the weight into your left foot with a little micro bend in your left knee. So you're firing up your right glute here. Both glutes are always active. This is a lot of glute support your low back. So I'm really big on that because I ended up injuring my low back. I'm extremely supportive of that part of the body. And we should always be supportive of all parts of our body. And then you start to lift your leg maybe a little bit more as you bring your chest forward. If you want to take your hands from your hips, you can draw the shoulder blades together, your palms will face down. Imagine you're pressing the floor away from you. Finding a little bit more lift in your heart. Take one more breath, and then as you exhale, take your right foot back down, and let's shake it out. This is my favorite release. Just kind of swaying hips, moving your arms. Just finding some more movement here. Even if it looks a little silly or strange. Okay, we'll even out to the other side. We'll come over to the side this time. This will be your left foot. And if you want to use your block, maybe you can place it on a higher level. So grounding down for your right foot. Maybe lifting your toes up. And then kind of dragging your foot back slowly as you shift more weight into your right foot. And maybe your toes find your block. And then if you're ready and you feel like you're rooted and you're stable units, take your toes up off your block and start to shift your weight even more into the right foot. Using your leg muscles, using your glutes, using your core. Arms can come back again, shoulder blades draw together so we'll find a little more lift through your heart. And breathe. And notice the difference between your sides. They often are very different. And that can change daily. That can change moment to moment. Then one more breath here. Exhale. Lower. Then both feet. And we release. Awesome. Let's move our props out of the way and back to the front of our mats. And we'll flow down to the floor. Inhale, sweep your arms up, gaze up. Exhale, find your forward fold by bending your knees, pinching at your hips. Inhale, your halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands, step back into a high plank, or a knee down plank, or you're just in tabletop, your choice. If you're in your knee down plank, we'll lower all the way down. As we inhale, we'll find our last baby back bend by taking Cobra, Sphinx, or a wide Cobra. So use your inhale to lift your shoulder blades together, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Then come back, press yourself into a child's pose for just a few moments. Walk your hands back up, lift yourself up, and roll onto your bottom. Take your legs out to the side. Legs out in front of you, give them a shake. And then take your right foot into your inner thigh. Your Janu sort of Shavasana. Your right knee is going to be bent. And then the left leg is straight. You might need to roll up a blanket underneath your knee to support you. You can use a block, depending on how your hamstrings are feeling at this moment. And then we're going to fold. So you can either stay right here, actually, and just feel your hamstring. Maybe you feel the part of your lower back start to stretch. So before we fold, just notice. Notice where you want to go, where you're feeling the stretch. And if you want to take it further, if you do, take a big breath in. And then exhale, you can start to walk your hands. Bringing your chest towards your thigh, your left thigh. And then pause when you find a sensation that feels, I don't know if I would say good. It should feel good, but you should feel a stretch. And then use your breath to find more space. If you can walk your hands up further, then walk your hands out further. If that's what you want. If you want more, if you want less, walk your hands closer to your body. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. In and out. In and out. And then all of us walking back up, sitting tall, and we'll switch sides. Right leg stretches out long, and left foot comes to your inner thigh. Point your toes up with your right toes. Knee can be bent, or knee can be more leg can be more straight. And then find length, grounding through the sit bones as we inhale. Exhale, either stay right here or begin to walk your hands forward. If you have a strap, should have mentioned this on the other side, you can use a strap. You can use a belt to help yourself keep length, and then slowly, with a long spine, folding. Breathing to create more space. Exhale, finding some softening. Noticing where you feel the stretch, whether it's in your hamstring, maybe a little bit in the side of your low back. We'll be here for just a couple more breaths. Two more breaths in and out. One more time in. Let it go. Release your strap if you have it. Inhale as you walk your hands closer towards your body. Take your left foot, left leg, stretch it out long. Give yourself a shake. One more forward fold. We're staying right in staff pose, which we're in right now. So your legs are long, crown of the head reaches up, rounding through the sit bones. You can also do this on a blanket, come onto the edge of the front edge of the mat, just to give yourself a little lift here. Makes it easier to fold. Take a breath in. Exhale, walking your hands out towards your feet. It's a long spine. You might want to use your strap here. And just breathing in and out. One more time in. One more time out. Your inhale, we'll come back to a long spine, crown of the head reaching up. And then we're going to take our feet, plant them on our mat, remove any rock underneath your bottom, and we're going to roll down onto our backs. You can use your core to get there by taking your arms away and rolling down slowly, or you can have your hands behind your legs and just help yourself. Ah, we made it. Let your arms come out to the sides into a T, and let your legs flop, or maybe not flop, but drop from each side mindfully. Moving through your hips. And then as you take your knees back through center and plant your feet, we're going to take a reclined pigeon. Right foot comes over the left thigh. And you can stay right here. Use your right hand to gently guide your left knee or right knee open. Or you can take your left foot off the mat, interlace your hands behind your left hamstring and just gently draw your legs in. This feels so good for my right hip. Your feet are active. Maybe close your eyes. Just breathing into your right hip. Full deep breaths. If you like to extend your left foot up towards the ceiling and find a hamstring stretch, then you can do so. 2 more breaths in and out. One more time, full breath in, let it go. Place your left foot onto your mat, unwind right foot onto your mat, and we'll switch. Left foot over right thigh. Choice to stay right here, left hand on left thigh to guide your left knee open gently. Or you can also take your right foot off, a little bit more stretch, interlace your hands. Reclined pigeon is such a great pose. Often even in a power practice, I will choose to take my reclined pigeon over a regular half pigeon. It's just a little gentler, but you can still get a really nice stretch through your hips. And this protects our back as well. To be on the mat, either in reclined position. So feet are flexed, your choice to extend your right foot up towards the ceiling, finding a hamstring stretch. And we'll be here for a few rounds of breath. Two more rounds in. Let it go. Again, inhale fully. And exhale, release. Right foot comes back to your mat. Unwind. All right, from here, we're going to find a supported bridge pose. So your block will be your best friend here, or a book, or a bolster can be useful as well. Ground your feet down into your mat and start to engage your glutes. Lift your hips up off your mat. And then take your block. It can be on the middle way. It can be in the low level. It can be in the high level. Your choice, depending on how you're feeling, how much of a arch you want in your back. So I'm going to place one in the middle. I'm going to find my sacrum, which is right, it's above your tail, kind of like a little flat part of your back, the low back. And then I'm going to rest myself right here and let my body weight just rest on this block, using the block to support me, but still find the opening through my heart, through my chest. Close my eyes. This might be one of my favorite poses of all time. And we'll be here for 5 rounds of breath. Place a little bit of pressure in the back of your head by pressing the back of your head into your mat and just finding kind of a lengthening through your neck. Take one more full round of breath. When you're ready, press into your feet, lift your hips up off your block, and remove your block, coming down, starting with the upper back, mid back, low back, sacrum tail, and then draw your knees in. Find a little rock. Plant your feet. We're going to come back to our Supta Baddha Konasana, which is really where we started. If you want some support underneath the thighs, you can take your blocks. Soles of the feet come together, knees splay out. Hands will rest on your inner thighs if you like. Coming back into cactus, arms for more of an opening through our heart. Or one hand to belly, one hand to your heart center. Close your eyes. And if you can remember way back about an hour and 10 minutes ago, this is where we began. Maybe your hips are a little more open. Maybe your heart is a little more open. Coming back to your breath. Coming back to your body, your mind. Maybe it's wandered. Starting to think about your to-do list after class. We'll only be here for a few more rounds of breath, so come back to the present. Okay, one more full breath in, full breath out. And take your hands, guide your knees back together, draw your knees back in towards your chest. And then reach for your feet as your feet come out towards the ceiling. Find happy baby by drawing the knees down gently towards your mat. Tailbone reaches toward your mat. Knees are out wide. You can grab onto your ankles. You can grab onto the backs of your knees, depending on what feels right for you at this moment. A rock feels right for me, so I'm gonna rock in my baby. Keep drawing my tailbone down to lengthen through the low back. Feet are active. So we can imagine that you're pressing your feet up towards the ceiling, even though we use our hands to gently draw our feet down, our knees down. So there's kind of this counter stretch here for your balance. So, and then gently draw the knees back together. One more big hug. And then we're going to come into our final resting pose. I highly recommend taking a restorative legs up the wall. If that's not working for you today, that's fine. Otherwise, find yourself a wall. I'm going to find myself a column over here. Hopefully you can see me. And what we want to do is scoot your hip right up towards whatever wall you're at. So as close as you can be, and then lower yourself down. And then as close as you can stay, you're gonna keep your legs, your sit bones actually towards the wall, and bring your legs up. So your heels are gonna rest on the wall. Your feet are straight up. You can take a blanket right underneath your sacrum, or even a bolster to find a little bit more lift through the sacrum. I can demo that for you. A bolster is great. And then just make sure that your sit bones are scooting as close as possible. Once you feel like you're supported, your arms can come alongside. Again, if this is not working for you or you don't have a wall right by you, then you can just come into your choice of Shavasana with your legs down on your mat. Maybe you stay in a Supta Baddha Konasana, or maybe you just take a hip stand today. But wherever you are, start to completely let yourself go. Be supported by your bolster, be supported by your wall, be supported by your mat. Fully embracing in your final resting pose. By releasing all tension. All tension through your fingers, through your toes, through your jaw, through your shoulders. You want to stay in your Shavasana a little bit longer, please feel free to do so. Just pause the video. Otherwise, start to bring awareness back into your body. Deepen your breath. Deepen your inhale and your exhale. Coming back to awareness. Start to bring movement through fingers and toes. Maybe you begin to rock your head gently from side to side. If you have your legs up the wall, bring your feet flat onto your wall, bend your knees. remove any prop away as you make your way onto your side for fetal position. This is the pose of new beginnings. And then take a few breaths in your fetal position. Every time you come to your mat, you have the opportunity to begin anew. Start over, shed anything that doesn't feel right that you want to leave on your mat. Bring forth that openness, the space you've created. When you're ready, you come back to a comfortable seat on your mat. Your legs can be in an easy seat. Close your eyes if that feels okay. Hands come back to your lap, to your knees. Sitting up tall in your body. Taking a few breaths here. And bring your hands to your heart center, bowing your head down towards your heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. It was an honor and a privilege. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye. And together we bow forward. Namaste.